Welcome into another edition of The Butcher versus the Dance Instructor, presented by LB's Meat Market. I'm Neil McCready. That's Greg Jones, LB's Meat Market. And then here in the Clark Ford Studios with me today, it's a special edition of the show. Not only is Caroline McCready, the dance instructor from Legacy Arts Studio here. Did I get it wrong again?
Legacy Studio, the Performing Arts.
Legacy Studio, the Performing Arts. She's here. Back in Oxford for Thanksgiving. Today we're taping this on Tuesday afternoon. And the former host of this show, former co-host of this show, the spin instructor from the last 3 seasons, Campbell McCready, she's here as well. Campbell, welcome back into the big show.
Thank you. I'm excited.
How have you felt like Caroline has done so far this year? I know you're watching religiously week by week.
Yeah, I can say I've tuned in for only a few. But Caroline, I've heard, is doing really well, so I'm impressed. She had a lot to live up to after 3 seasons of the spin instructor.
She did. You won twice. Greg, are you intimidated to see them teamed up against you in rivalry week?
Yeah, I'm like literally really nervous over here, and I'm not even in the same room. I'm just on the same screen. But yeah, I'm actually really nervous.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We're brought to you by LB's Meat Market, 2008 University Avenue in Oxford, right across the street from Kroger. I tell you this all the time. Let Kroger be your landmark. Don't go to Kroger. Head across the street. You'll be glad you did. The freshest beef, pork, chicken, the house-made sausages, the stuffed jalapenos, the stuffed mushrooms, the bacon-wrapped asparagus. There's so much more there. Lunches on Thursdays and Fridays on regular weeks. They've got on the frozen section, when you walk in, if you're not in a big hurry, you can grab something out of the frozen section. You can take it home, put it in some water. It's all vacuum sealed. You're good to go. You're going to save a couple of bucks just by doing it that way. But if you're in a hurry, you can obviously get it always fresh, always fantastic at LB's Meat Market, 2008 University Avenue in Oxford. Greg, what's going on at LB's here the last couple of days? This will air late Tuesday, so people will still have one more day before the big holiday.
Yeah, I've been smoking and frying some turkeys. So we've had a couple orders for that. So that's always good to get those orders in for that. I'm cutting beef right now. And see, we're going to be closed Thursday and Friday. So it's kind of hard to prepare for. We're going to try to it's on the table for being closed through Monday. So we'll see. I don't know. My mom's really upset with not being open every single day of the year. So we'll probably be open a little bit on Saturday and a little bit on Sunday. Not like full hours. We'll probably be like maybe 12 to 4 on Saturday and maybe 1 to 4 on Sunday. Just because it's just hard to stock it up and because we're trying to run empty because we're going to be closed 2 days and having perishable goods. Not selling just kind of doesn't fit the bill. So we're going to be open a little bit on Saturday and Sunday. But yeah. Thanksgiving is here and it's trying to get everything taken care of for the weekend.
So you know how this works. Thanksgiving's going to come, it's going to go, and then in our house since November the 5th, it's been Christmas. But in a lot of people's houses, starting Friday, it becomes Christmas. People start thinking about Christmas. Obviously, another big cooking holiday, beef tenderloins, and all the other things that people do. If people want to go ahead, Greg, and get their orders in and that kind of thing, how early do you recommend that they do that?
Yeah, the earlier the better. It always helps us out because the weekends, the Christmas holidays are a little bit different for us because of beef tenderloins. I know I saw Campbell light up whenever we mentioned beef tenderloins. So I know that's her favorite. So, but yeah, no, I mean we'll have a lot of orders for standing rib roast. Whenever you order a standing rib roast, you kind of just really need to know how many bones you need, or if you want a boneless rib roast, just how many pounds you need, and we'll vacuum seal it and have it ready. And yeah, it should be a good weekend coming up with the holidays. So always give the store a call. And my mom has right now 3 tickets. She has them a little like clipped on her board. She's really excited about her two orders, and I think it's 50 mushrooms, 15 of each kind. So
oh wow.
So she's excited about that. So always do the orders for my mom. She always gets excited about the orders. And she loves to ask me questions about it. She goes, what's going on with this order? I go, well, for the 14th time, we need 12 jalapenos. So anyway, but no, it's fun. It's having her. I'm serious. I think we could do a sitcom about the meat market of just different episodes of stuff that happened up there.
You probably could. Customers, staff, your mom,
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, we really probably could get away with at least a Netflix show.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into the picks. We've got a week full of rivalry picks. It's rivalry week here in college football. We got a little 11 games, 12 games this week. We'll talk about last week first. Greg, you went 6-4. Had another real solid week. You continue just to chip away. Caroline, you fell below 500 on a week for the first time in a long time. 4-6. So Greg has closed the gap. Caroline now still in first place. She's 68-52 overall. Greg 3 games back, 65-55. So we have ourselves a ball game as we head into the final weekend of November. Next weekend we'll do all the championship games. Then we'll take a weekend off. We'll come back and start getting ready for the great big bowl edition of the show where we pick every single stinking bowl game from the terrible ones to the really good ones. And that's where the money gets made in bowl season.
Yeah, that's where the cream rises to the top right there.
Cream rises to the top. All right, so we will start with you, Greg, since you won. That's the rules. The winner of the week before picks the first pick. It's the Egg Bowl, Thursday night, Thanksgiving night, Ole Miss and Mississippi State, 6:30 on ESPN. Greg, the Rebels are a 12-point favorite on the road in Starkville.
Well, hopefully they won't play like they did the first half against UL Monroe because they might be in trouble if they do that because that was a really bad first half of football. So I've got to take Ole Miss here. Hopefully they're 2 touchdowns better than Mississippi State. So they just can't get off to that slow start like they did last week.
All right, girls. Greg's taking the Rebels. He's going to lay 12 on the road in Starkville in the battle for the big gold egg.
Okay, I can see what Campbell thinks too, but Ole Miss is going to win this one. Easy.
By 12 or more?
Yeah, I think so.
Campbell, any thoughts? I mean, it's her pick, but...
Yeah, I'm just going to agree with her. She's got mad at me before this saying that because she's winning, it's going to be her decision. So I'm going to let her take this.
Well, Mississippi State's not good.
It's true.
And I think they may play really hard because it's Ole Miss.
Well, they will definitely play hard because it's Ole Miss, but Ole Miss will play hard because it's Mississippi State. So that kind of cancels each other out.
Maybe Ole Miss just was not doing well last week because it was an easy team and they thought they could just...
Yeah, they admitted out loud that they were preparing for Mississippi State.
Yeah.
I mean, they said the part that coaches refused to say out loud. Lane Kiffin said it out loud, which was, of course, they were going to beat ULM. They needed to get ready for this game because the quick turnover, playing on Thursday. Last year, they played Mississippi State after the trip to Arkansas, and they were still kind of flat and tired, and they got beat a second time. Mm-hmm. So I think he learned his lesson from the quick turnaround last year.
Yeah.
All right, so you both going with the Rebels. Everybody's going with the Rebels here. Ole Miss minus 12 again. That game's 6:30 Thursday night, ESPN. On Friday, there's 2 games that we're picking, guys. We'll start in Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's a 3 p.m. game on CBS. The 10th-ranked Missouri Tigers head to Reynolds Razorback to play Arkansas. Girls, Missouri is a 7-point favorite at Arkansas.
I mean, I would love to pick the Hogs, but unfortunately, I just don't think that this season is going to be the one where I'm picking them every time. So I'm not going to pick the Hogs. We're going to go Missouri. Do you agree?
Yeah, I will agree. I always pick Missouri. I think they're great, and Arkansas is not.
All right. Were you happy? Were you disappointed? Were you surprised? What was the reaction on campus? What was the reaction in your friend group? I'm sure that you guys talk a lot of football. Arkansas decides to retain Sam Pittman. They're going to give him another year. They're not making a change. Texas A&M fired their coach. Mississippi State fired their coach. Arkansas saying, nope, we're going to give him another year. There's more to this than just losses. Your thoughts?
I don't know. I love Sam Pittman as a person, but clearly he's not doing his greatest job as a coach. And I think Arkansas just loves Sam Pittman. which is why they're giving him an Arkansas. Like, he's like he's like he's like a great person, and I feel like people can't see through that, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I will say my friends actually talk about it. I mean, do I understand anything? No. I don't know why they're keeping him, and I don't really care to go learn past that.
So when you say they talk about it and you don't what do they say?
I mean, I don't know. They'll text in the group chat, like, did y'all see that Sam Pittman's not getting fired? And then people will start texting me. I don't read it. I mean, I don't, I don't know. But I mean, I disagree. I think everyone is a little sick of Sam Pittman from what I hear. I think people wanted him to be fired. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm sure people like him, but I mean, I think they want something different.
I want him to be fired. No offense to him. But I want my senior year. I want us to win.
Yeah, I understand. You got
We
a hard
You
schedule next year.
just got hired. Didn't you just get hired for something? Like, aren't you some important person now?
Oh, yes. I got exec for Kyle on Sunday.
Correct. Yeah.
She was elected to
The director of
Congratulations.
programming.
director of
Chi.
programming at Chi Omega. So both girls will have exec experience by the time Caroline's done. Campbell was
Yeah.
the rush chair. It's been
Wow.
a lot of Chi-O angst in the house over last week, Greg, as you might imagine.
I can only imagine. Living with four older sisters, there's a lot of anxiety moments. So I couldn't imagine.
All right, the girls are taking Missouri to cover a 7-point line in Fayetteville on Friday. This will be a game, especially if Ole Miss wins on Thursday night. Ole Miss fans will be watching this game and cheering pretty hard for the Razorbacks. You need Missouri at some point to lose because you're trying to get past them for the Access Bowl. So there'll be a lot of Arkansas fans in unfamiliar a lot of Ole Miss fans in unfamiliar territory cheering for Arkansas Friday afternoon.
Okay, well, I'll cheer for Arkansas.
Okay. The last time y'all did this, you got it. You've when she's gone against the Hogs and you've gone with them, you've won.
Just imagine if she took Arkansas the whole time. I think she'd have had 3 extra games, because I don't know, reaching there.
She's gotten into her feels and thoughts on this game, and so it's messed her up.
See, last year the past 3 years, I took Arkansas every single game.
You did.
Even if they were going to lose. I did.
Okay. All right. So everybody's the girls are taking Missouri, laying the 7. Greg's taking the Hogs, getting the 7. We got a game in Oregon, in the state of Oregon on Friday night, 7:30 on Fox. Oregon State ranked 15th in the country. Oregon ranked 6th in the country. Does anybody know what they call this game in Oregon? They call the Mississippi State Ole Miss game the Egg Bowl. They call the Alabama Auburn game the Iron Bowl. What do they call this game?
Well, I know the Apple Cup is Washington and Washington State.
That's correct.
But that's north of Oregon.
That's right.
It's the Civil War, right?
The Civil War. They call this the Civil War. Oregon State. Greg, Oregon State's a 14-point underdog in Eugene against the Ducks.
I'm going to go with the Beavers. I think that's just too many points. I know Oregon State played good last week against Washington. I think Washington just a little bit better down the run. So I'm going to go with the Beavers.
All right. Greg's going to take Oregon State and 14 points on the road against the Ducks. The Ducks very much in the national title conversation. Their quarterback, Bo Nix, very much in the Heisman conversation. Big game for Oregon.
I'm going to agree with Greg. I think that's a lot of points.
Okay. All right. Everybody's going with the Beavers in a rivalry game to cover the 14 at Oregon. All right. We move to the Saturday games now. The big game nationally is the first one we'll touch on. It's 11 a.m. on Fox. It is second-ranked Ohio State making the trip to Ann Arbor to play third-ranked Michigan. The winner of this game in the driver's seat in the Big Ten, obviously Ohio State, Caroline, is a 4-point underdog on the road at Michigan.
I'm going to go. I always pick Ohio State, which I don't know if I succeed in that, but they have the best dance team ever.
Okay.
So I always pick them. I mean, they're both like very highly nationally ranked. So
yeah, these are two.
I mean, I think this one will be
in all categories.
Oh. Their dance team, yes.
Yeah, all categories. Ohio. What about Michigan's dance
In
team?
all categories.
Yeah, Michigan has a really good dance team too.
Oh, how about that?
Mhm.
All right, Greg. She's going to take Ohio State in the 4 at Michigan.
I'm going to take Ohio State too. I don't like Michigan.
Okay. All right. Everybody going with Ohio State. I kind of like Michigan here, but 4 points, believe it or not, in that game is a lot of points.
So
right.
what about the cheating? How they got has any of that stuff come out? What they've been doing, or
Oh yeah, how they were stealing signs, recording signs. The coach Jim Harbaugh has accepted his suspension for this game, and I guess one more. He's going to miss all 3 games. Yeah, I mean,
being funded by Tom Brady.
They've kind of become like the evil empire of college football. Michigan has, if you think about it. I think a lot of people who normally wouldn't have a rooting interest in this game will be cheering for Ohio State. All right, we go to the Battle of Kentucky, Greg. The Battle of Kentucky. It's Kentucky and Louisville. The Cardinals ranked 9th in the country, very much kind of in the playoff picture. This game's at 11 a.m. It's on ABC, and the Kentucky Wildcats are getting 7 at Louisville.
I'm going to go with Louisville. I don't know, for some strange reason, Kentucky's just – I watched the last fourth quarter of the South Carolina game. It was just disastrous.
All right, he's going to take the Cardinals and lay 7 against the Wildcats.
I'm going to agree with Greg again.
Any particular reason? Just dance team, Louisville's dance team.
Yeah.
Okay, it's worked for you. I mean, you're in the lead. You've gone dance teams all year. It's been effective. All right, we go back to the SEC. Caroline, it's your turn. Texas A&M and LSU, the 14th ranked Tigers, entertain the Aggies. This game's at 11 a.m. on ESPN on Saturday. Texas A&M is getting – is that right? Let me make sure I've got my number right. Yep. Texas A&M is getting 10.5 points. So LSU favored by 10.5.
I'm going to go with Texas A&M.
Why?
I just think 10.5 is a lot. I think they could get closer than that.
This game last year was pretty interesting because LSU was a prohibitive favorite at Texas A&M, and Texas A&M blew them out it was kind of a weird game. So you could be on to something.
I think they'll play really hard against LSU. Just like Ole Miss played really hard against LSU. Arkansas played really hard against LSU. I think 10.5 is a lot of points.
Okay, Greg, she's going to take the Aggies and get 10.5 on the road in Baton Rouge.
I'm going to take LSU at home. I'm shocked that she took A&M. I thought they were like top 2 hated. I know Auburn's number 1, right?
Yeah, we're getting to that. We're getting to that. All right, so Greg's going to take the Tigers.
They got beat by New Mexico State.
Yes, indeed. So we'll go ahead and go there now. It is Alabama and Auburn. It's the Iron Bowl, 2:30 on CBS. The Alabama Crimson Tide ranked 8th in the country. Auburn not ranked at all after getting absolutely curb stomped by New Mexico State, 31-10.
Didn't Auburn pay?
Yeah, $1.8 million. Here's to Jerry
Auburn
Kill.
Paid New Mexico State how much?
Here's to Jerry Kill and the Aggies. Congratulations, fellas. Have a happy Thanksgiving is it Las Cruces? Is that where they are? Wherever you are, here's to Las Cruces. Here's to the best Thanksgiving ever. Thank you for the early Christmas gift. I appreciated it as I unwrapped it, and you guys kept scoring touchdowns, and it warmed my heart. I felt the Christmas spirit take over me. I'm so glad you had a safe trip back to New Mexico. You will always have a place in my heart after destroying Auburn 31-10. God bless you. Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year to all of the Aggies of New Mexico State.
Okay, wait, what happened? They paid what?
So Auburn had to pay New Mexico State to come play the game. It's like $1.8 million. It's called a buy game, just to show up and play.
Oh.
And New Mexico State said, "Fine, we'll take your $1.8 million."
They suck so bad they had to pay some what?
No, you pay them to come play.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Or is it like they thought they were going to win? Auburn.
Well, they absolutely thought they were going to win. That's why they call it a buy game. B-U-Y. We buy you to come. We'll pay you to come play, and get your ass kicked. But what happened was they took the money.
Ole Miss and ULM playing.
Yeah. You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose non-conference games. So, all right, we got whose turn is it? Greg's. All right, Greg. Alabama's a 14.5-point favorite on the road at Jordan-Hare.
Oh, give me Alabama. First half, second half, game. I'll take every bet that I can get on Alabama.
Roll Tide. Caroline?
I agree.
Roll Tide.
I hate Auburn. They're definitely my number one. Hated.
I mean, I might sing the song some Saturdays that game's unfolding. I might walk around the house.
See, I really like Dixieland Delight. I'm a big fan. I like whenever I do karaoke, and if I'm doing karaoke, pretty sure that I'm really sober, and I usually do Dixieland Delight every time on karaoke.
You can sing it right here if you'd like.
Well, just I spent my $1, stuff like that, and everybody joins in and
spend my $1
against the wall. Yeah, I just and everybody joins in.
Dixon
so you really don't have to sing.
So
you just kind of just chime in and just let everybody sing along.
Here we go, woo pig, and it's like and LSU and Tennessee too.
Yeah, see, y'all kind of stole it. Yeah, okay, that's fair. I mean, I might walk around the house just going, "Yay, Alabama, Crimson Tide." I don't know the rest, but I like that. I will enjoy listening to the Alabama band play time after time after time after time. They can't play
they
enough
usually do that,
for me on Saturday.
Roll, Bama, roll,
roll,
Bama,
Bama, roll, Bama,
Bama,
roll. Dun, 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 dun. Yep.
Oh my God! And see, I like USC's thing. The dun 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 dun. I like that.
Oh,
I mean,
so
I'm
I covered a USC game years ago. I covered a USC game at the Coliseum, and they played that song. How's it go? Do it again.
Dun 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 dun.
And they do it the whole game.
Yeah.
The whole game.
Greg, have you ever called the Hogs?
No, I went to the Arkansas Derby and I kind of semi-called the Hogs. I just was like
It's
Hogs is sometimes embarrassing. It's just not embarrassing.
Yeah,
it's just like, I mean, you have to I don't know. It's just
you have to really just sort of surrender you just have to let it go.
Yeah. Your self-confidence. It's just like, it's like, I don't know. I talked about it. I was at a basketball game. I got tickets in the Musselman's box. So we had to call the Hogs. And my friends, we were like, we just realized it's it's kind of weird. Which every school has their thing.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
See, I think the weirdest thing, and no offense to the Ole Miss fans, I don't know why it gives me the ick. It cringes me out when they lock the VOT at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that either.
I get the ick so bad. They all get too excited over it, and everybody's doing it.
It feels kind of
it's
forced.
Like
in high school, I knew I was not going to Ole Miss. Oh, sorry, Greg.
Go ahead, Greg. Say it again.
It's only the first 20 rows that actually locked the ball.
Yeah.
The upstairs got people really like, why are they doing this? This is so stupid.
In high school, people tried to do it. I'm like, y'all, this just shows that we are
at the Chargers games.
Yeah, it just shows y'all are all going to Ole Miss. That y'all are locking the vault your freshman year of high school at a high school football game. Ugh. Yeah, I don't like that either. No offense, Ole Miss fans.
I do like all the cheers though.
I love how Campbell was like, you're gonna have to call the Hogs, and if you're sitting in the box with Musselman's box,
Yeah, I don't get embarrassed to call the Hogs. I think it's fun. I think it's unique.
I don't get embarrassed. It's just a little icky.
Yeah, especially if there's only 15 people calling the Hogs, and there's 100 in the room. You got those two people are like, oh, we're gonna call it regardless.
Yeah, it'll be I remember at bid day for Arkansas. It's let's call those Hogs. I'm like, oh.
Last thing is Ole Miss does that hotty-toddy whatever.
Yeah, the hotty-toddy
gosh given moment.
Yeah. I think that was cool too.
But everyone has their thing.
Everyone has their thing.
Ours is the call the Hogs. We don't have any
except for Auburn walking around going War Eagle.
Yeah.
War Eagle. They don't even say Happy Thanksgiving. It's War Eagle. War Eagle. What are you having for War Eagle Day? Turkey. What are you going to have for War Eagle Day? Ham. War Eagle. War Eagle. Just constantly just wears you out. Wears you out. All right. Battle of Tennessee here, Caroline. It's Vanderbilt and Tennessee. The Vols ranked 25th in the country after getting mauled by Georgia last weekend. This is at 2:30 on the SEC Network. Vanderbilt, Caroline's a 25-point underdog.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Tennessee. Again, Vanderbilt, I feel like never works in my favor whenever I pick them. So, Tennessee.
All right, Greg, she's going to take the Vols and just lay 25.
I will say she was loyal to you, Campbell, about the first 3 games because you lived in Nashville and she was hoping that would help her angle to win for picking Vanderbilt. And it just
I
didn't
appreciate
really
that, but
work
I'm not
out.
attached to Vanderbilt whatsoever. So no worries.
Well, I mean, y'all have y'all's angles, you know. I remember the cousin that lives in Tulsa. The only reason you picked Tulsa because we had a cousin in Tulsa, you know.
Yeah.
So he was just using that angle, the family member angle that
you
lives
find
in.
anything you can get to use it as a pick. So
I mean, dance moms, you know, favorite bachelorette character. I mean, you know, just the list goes on. Green, color green. I'm just going to go with Tennessee. Yeah, Vanderbilt's so bad.
Campbell, we should tell the Bachelorette story. How you got pranked. You should tell that Greg will love this story.
So Greg, that was a segue into this story. So about a month ago, I guess, I got I had applied for The Bachelor in September for probably the 3rd time. I have dreamed about going on this show. And I got an email about a month ago from an email, and it said bachelorcasting@abcinfo.com. So it was I thought it was a legit email, and it had like a confidentiality notice at the end. I went and Googled the LinkedIn of Lindsay Lyles, who is the casting director. That's who it said it was from. It was a congratulations, you've been selected to move forward for the next round of the Bachelor casting. It was a real long email. I freak out. I send a video to my friends. I'm like, y'all, I'm going to have to figure out what to do about my job. Like, what do I do? Oh, one of the dogs just came in here. But I freaked out. I was sending my friends voice memos, blah, blah, blah. Well, in the email, it was like, submit a 3 to 5 minute video about yourself. Well, I spent about 3.5 hours filming this video. And I called all my best friends and I was like, someone tell me if this is a prank, because I am known for my pranks in my friend group. I will make fake phone numbers. I have pretended to be like multiple of my friends' bosses. I have pretended to be boys that they run into at bars, and I'll send them like cookies to their house. I've done that once or twice. And so that's why they decided to do this. Well, turns out I send the video in Sunday when it was due, and I get an email on Thursday morning of that week, and it says, it's a picture of me holding a rose from the email, and it says pranked. And they said, love your friends. And I had sent them a 3.5 minute video of me, like fully like makeup on, dressed, about me talking about myself. And I was so embarrassed. I called one of my friends and I was like crying. I was like crying and laughing at the same time. I didn't even know like what to think anymore. And yeah, my friends pranked me. 15 of them paid $50 for an email domain. Googled the whole casting production people from ABC, used their LinkedIns. At one point, a assistant got involved in the emails. I mean, it was the most elaborate prank that's ever happened. But now I do not want to go on The Bachelor. I'm too scarred from that experience. And I told my friends I'm banning them from ever putting that video anywhere on the internet. I hope it never surfaces because it's so embarrassing. So that's that story that happened to me pretty recently.
Oh man,
that was epic. When Laura found out, she goes, Laura said that was mean.
She was like, well, I used to prank everybody and I'll always do this and I'll call, pretend to be this. And I'm sitting there, I'm like,
she said in her video, she was like, I love to prank.
Yeah, what's even better, my friends were like, this was the cherry on top, is in your Bachelor video you sent us, you brought up that you love to prank your friends while we were pranking you. So it was good. I mean, it was a good prank, but now I'm never using The Bachelor people as an angle, so.
Oh, all right, man, that's great.
Yeah, it was classic.
That's great.
All right, we got We got the Battle of Florida here. I've lost track of whose turn it is. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. Florida State and Florida, two teams. The Seminoles, 5th in the country, but they lost their starting quarterback last week. He's out for the season, broken ankle, against the Florida Gators, who had Missouri beat and let it get away, but they also lost their starting quarterback in Columbia. So both teams, the Gators, the Noles, 6 o'clock ESPN, both teams going with backup quarterbacks. Florida State's a 6-point favorite. Yeah.
I'll go with Florida State.
Okay. Any reason?
I don't have any reason.
No reason? All right, Greg, she's going to take the Seminoles on the road in Gainesville and lay 6.
I'm going to go with Florida.
Oh, why?
I actually think that quarterback did pretty good. Like towards the, I mean, he got them to field goal range, or he did something for them to take the lead, or they've got a good running game too.
Yeah, Brown is the backup quarterback for Florida. He was highly recruited, so
that's a Broward game. Hopefully, you got to pray for the under and a bunch of field goals.
All right, Greg, another rivalry game. It's Georgia and Georgia Tech. The Bulldogs ranked 1st in the country, back-to-back blowouts of Ole Miss and Tennessee. They now put Georgia Tech in their sights in Atlanta. This game's 6:30 on ABC. The Dogs, a 23-point favorite on the road.
Georgia probably take care of that for sure.
All right, Caroline, he's going to take Georgia and lay the 23.
Gus is really wanting to be on the podcast.
Gus
today.
is wanting to be on the show.
Yeah, he's back again. I'm gonna
get
go
in there,
Georgia.
Gus.
Yeah, he's coming around. He got in the camera for a second when Campbell was telling the story. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Georgia. I mean,
Gus, come here. Come here, Gus. Greg wants to see you.
he's panting.
That's right,
See
Gus.
him, Greg?
Hey, Gus, what you doing, buddy?
I'm going to destroy all this equipment if I get a chance. That's what I'm doing.
Well, poor Rizzo has a little boot on his foot, so he's downstairs. He can't come up. So Gus is probably enjoying his
Privacy.
independence.
Rizzo's on the DL. He's on
Rizzo's
the
on the
DL.
DL. Yeah, bad front right foot, out for at least a couple weeks. All right, last one, guys. It's the Battle of South Carolina. Clemson heads to South Carolina. 6:30 SEC Network. Clemson's a 7-point favorite on the road in Columbia.
I've always picked South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I've always picked South Carolina because I went to that journalism conference once.
Great journalism conference, yes.
Wait, what is this game? I'm sorry. I was
Clemson and South Carolina. Clemson's a 7-point favorite
yeah,
on the
I'm
road.
going Clemson.
All right, you're going Clemson. Okay. All right, Greg, she's going to take the Tigers, lay 7 on the road in Columbia.
Did they know that Clemson was in South Carolina?
Yes, I knew that.
I'm going to take Clemson.
Okay. Everybody's going Clemson. All right, so we got a few differences. We got difference in the Missouri-Arkansas game. Got a difference in Texas A&M LSU, Florida State, and that's it. So just 3. So you guys are on the same page for the most part. So people should be aware of that. You guys have both put up pretty strong numbers. You both would be making some coin right now if this were a real money competition. All right, Greg, once again, tell the people how they can get in touch with you at LB's, especially if they want to turn the page and start getting ready for the big Christmas holidays.
Always call the store, 662-259-2999. I've got the Instagram page always available, so I can check my messages there. The turkeys are going to be finishing up on Wednesday, and we'll be closed Thursday and Friday, and I think we'll be open Saturday and Sunday. I kind of figure some people would probably want a steak on Saturday, getting tired of leftovers. So we'll probably be open a couple hours on Saturday, and we'll see what the inventory looks like on Sunday. Just, not going to order as much as I normally order, because of the being closed on Thursday and Friday to hang out on Thanksgiving with some people. And so we'll be blowing and going next Monday and stocking up the store. I've got to make boudin. I've got to make some andouille. I know I've got to make some ribeye sausage. My mom already told me she's out of ribeye sausage, so the world's coming to an end. That we're out of ribeye sauce, my mom's ribeye sausage. So
It is good.
anyway, so yeah, we'll get everything stocked back up. So we're just going to try to get it through this weekend, and then we'll be back. And I don't know, when are the kids coming back? Are they off for
Monday?
Okay, so not too long. So yeah, we'll be stocked back up and getting ready for the holiday seasons and those beef tenderloins and standing rib roast and stuff like that. We always get seafood, oysters, crab meat. So really, whatever you're looking for, I can order it and have it ready for you fresh on Friday.
All right, girls, thanks for being with us. This was fun. Good to have you. Good to have you in the studio.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back on the show.
That was fun.
All right. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Greg. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out in the audience. If you're driving to Starkville or wherever the case may be over this course of this holiday weekend, please be safe and be careful. We'll be back next week with another edition of The Butcher versus the Dance Instructor. We'll pick all the championship games all over the country and see what happens with rivalry week and who makes the playoffs and who doesn't and all of those things on The Butcher versus the Dance Instructor. For Greg, for Caroline, for Campbell, I'm Neil. Until next time, take care.